Xenoblade Chronicles was built off a foundation of failure. When the planned 6-part Xenosaga series was forced to be halved in scope, Monolith Soft entered a state of low morale. In a desperate attempt to save the company, director Tatsuya Takahashi had a very cool idea.
What if we were just on Big Fellas? And then what if the plot was good? And then what if we made the worst guy? Dude, you fucking suck. Okay, screw it. What if we had multiples of Big Fellas? And then what if we made, in Joe Kelkador's opinion, the best combat ever featured in a JRPG? I don't know who that is. Okay, I'm sorry. But what if we made the worst guy?
Xenoblade is generally known for a few things: grand stories, huge worlds, unique real-time combat mechanics, and iconic characters. I've made videos about every campaign in the series at this point, except Torna, and none of them are good videos. Don't worry about it. Don't look them up. Please keep in mind, this is going to be more of a unfocused delve into the series rather than a full video essay. Like, goddamn, man, they've really messed up Earthworm Jim this time. Spoiler! If you're already interested in the games, I recommend them. All of them. Except Xenoblade 1, I recommend that to anybody. So I guess you know which side of the culture war I'm on. Chapter 1, I'm not doing this. In 2014, a random direct showing the future of the 3DS crops up, but only in Japan. Being the genius I am, I deduce, oh duh, they're clearly revealing a new Smash character there. And they did what? That's how I first got exposed to Xenoblade, like many others. Unlike most others, I wasn't sure if I liked video games anymore. So what made me obviously think video games were okay again? And please subscribe, I don't have a good transition into that. Xenoblade immediately grabbed me with its premise.
What if we were just on Big Fella?
I felt small, like I was an ant walking from one hand of the world to another. I was immersed. I got the impression that I knew as much about the world as anyone else. Except why they do that. Why do they do that? And the game does feel like a full cohesive package. I can't separate the score from the cinematography from what I feel from this stupid ass game. It's beautiful. Not to mention the ever evolving combat of the series. Okay, it's crazy unbalanced here, and maybe not everyone. Okay, fuck the qualifiers. This is my second favorite combat system in the series, only behind Torna. There's a lot of gimmicky builds you can use, a wide variation of combat styles, and although, yeah, there's a right way to build your characters. You can have fun, though. And to me, the lack of balance in gameplay doesn't really matter. It's just fun. End of sentence, I enjoyed it. And even when you feel like you've hit big roadblock in big world, did you? I mean, the game's landscapes do funnel you overall, but the split curving paths of the environments allow you to do whatever. There's over 100 optional bosses essentially, with a ton of quests that if you're a time wizard, you can do in 20 hours or so, because I'm inept at game playing. The actual quality of the side content can be bad, yet that never mattered to me as I got more of a reason to play Xenoblade. Xenoblade is Kino. Definitive Edition is of course the way to play the game, as I think Expert Mode is simply better. I know it sounds scary, but when the game essentially allows you to choose your level in a game with this system, yep, the leveling curve in the dumbass, stupid-ass I love you vanilla game was very specific, so having this menu means the game is essentially perfect, and I am not afraid to say that. Don't try to face me, haters and fan base. I know.
Dude, you said this video was good. Well, first off, it isn't, and I'm actively trolling you. But skip past this part, and the rest of the video is less bad.
Xenoblade X is good also. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say. Oh, it's also kind of forgettable. Get owned, Wii U game. First off, having a major spin-off as your second entry to a series is a bold move. And this really is a spin-off. Despite being one, X might be my favorite game in the series to just kinda do whatever in, even though you aren't on Big Fellas. The premise is humanity, yes this takes place in the real world, this'll happen, escaped extinction from silly aliens, landed on the new planet Mira, and to remind them permanently of their worst mistake, they named their new city after Los Angeles.
What is this, America? Really? I mean, we should have the decency to name our last surviving colony after a good city of ours. Like, oh, this is just our legacy.
The plot goes on many twists and turns. None of them are good, which I won't deny, that's a deal breaker for many other people. But we live in a wacky world where the gameplay of this JRPG is fun. The game has an all-star cast of voice actors that unfortunately suck ass in this game. The only guy that really gets a convincing performance, and I mean it, is Tatsu. He's fucking bad. Either way, it's a truly open world game, and if you want, you can go to the last area, Lava Town, and there's still options open to you at your weak level, along with multiplayer in an online scene that still kinda exists. I'm just a little surprised this got left behind. Oh wait, it's because of this guy. I get it now. Questing is just fun. You get not really meaningful choices in the quest. Like even if you save an NPC, you don't really ever see them again anyways. Which is disappointing, but much like the rest of the game, it's fun in the moment, which may be its biggest flaw. Oh, I got this really cool scale weapon from this playthrough. What was it? I don't fucking know! This also extends to the party, which is mostly filled with fluff, like, okay, gun to your head, what does Fry do? What's he about? What does he do? It's a shame because when you read the abilities, they are really fun and cool in the context of the game. But to me, the game from outside is so bland and samey that it doesn't matter, if that makes sense at all. I just wish this game had something to make it pop on either end of the quality spectrum, besides this fucker.
Don't get me wrong, I love Xenoblade X. But it's a bit hard to get into now, with it being on the Wii U and crypto miners are targeting that. That's a monkey there, isn't it?
Xenoblade 2.
Big fellas.
You get it. First off, want to play this game? Learn how to by YouTube, and not by this game's own fucking tutorials. I have over 300 hours in the game, and I still learned some very basic tactics from Chugga Conroy's video. That is supremely fucked up. Also, the dub sucks, but if you don't listen to the dub, you objectively don't get as much out of the game as an English speaker.
I know I'm sounding a little apologetic right now, and that's because I have to be. You have to accept the realities of Xenoblade 2 to really get into it.
After a slow opening and a study session as this game requires, bam, everything starts to coalesce. The cast begins to grow on you. This shit somehow starts to make sense. The exploration becomes better than Xenoblade X. The politics make more sense than Xenoblade 1. This game contains the peaks of the series. So what's dragging it down for me? A hot topic of Xenoblade 2 is the gacha system. And this is a big deal because it decides your weapons, but other people don't think it's a big deal. It's a big deal. What would make this game work is a pity system. And while it has a pity system, it's not good. And yes, I can jump through some hoops, get some equipment, boost my luck stat to get the good rolls. Why do I gotta do that, dude? Just have a pity system. This is made worse by the fact that you can't save scum, like, oh, you're worried that they might exploit your single player game? Yeah, dude, I'm sorry, I didn't realize it was like that.
Strategical,
and this extends to many other things, but my main complaint with Xenoblade 2 is why do I have to do extra steps to make the game fun? And a lot of my points about this are proven by Torna that is just fun from the outset and cuts a ton of the fat from Xenoblade 2. But it also cuts some of the good stuff, which leaves me conflicted. Now that's it for the 3 main campaigns. There's of course the side stories and fucking Xenobread if you're a nerd. Good? Bad. Okay, I covered it. Now I didn't go back and play these games. I didn't go back and play any of the games actually. All the footage you saw is years old. And there's a good reason for that. The short version is I don't want to just play through the game because I have to. The long version, I've had health problems my entire life, and during an all-time low, I decided to take a step to do something about it. Little did I know that step was going to be onto a rake that made me take paces back and slip and fall into hell and die. Metaphorically. Okay, so I took a surgery that heavily damaged my memory for the rest of my life. And in return, I got nothing. It flat out did not work. And it's not just that I'm a bit more of a forgetful Frederick. Entire years of my life I can't really access memories of. Parts of years that are lost include 2015, 2017, 2018. I played Xenoblade during that time. So those memories are just gonzo, yet when I play Xenoblade, I feel almost a spark, a faint idea of who I was. That's what makes the game special to me. They are the only ones I've ever experienced that feel like I'm reclaiming a part of who I've been, and will let me move forward and continue building who I am. Sure, they're just video games built by people who don't even know I exist, but I love these games, and with memories being as important as they are to me, and hell, 3's theme literally being based around memories and time, I have no choice to think of these games as anything less than the series that saved my life. Ad break. So this is pretty cool.